On May 14, 2021, at approximately 10:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, longtime video game content creator Phil Burnell started a marathon fundraising stream on his Twitch channel. Due to a recent unexpected loss of income, Phil was left in limbo as bills were due on May 15th that were to be paid with said income. According to Phil, these bills include his mortgage payment, payment on his back taxes, his car registration, and other various bills including a health insurance bill. While Phil advertised and mentioned the fundraiser to his fans for days, he never mentioned what the goal amount was until his stream went live. When it did, the goal was revealed to be 3,000 United States dollars. To give a little bit of context, on a regular stream, Phil has a goal of $200 and streams twice a day, resulting in a goal of $400 a day. Now he was asking for 7.5 times that. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the story of possibly one of the worst fundraisers in Twitch history, Darkside Phil's Mass Effect Marathon. Before we delve into the marathon itself, we need to go back and look at how we even got here, the player involved, and the events that led up to it. What I'm going to give is a very limited account of Phil's backstory. The fact is that Phil has a long, storied, and chronicled history of his exploits both on and offline, but to delve into such details require an entire, if not multiple, separate videos. The background information that will be given throughout this video will only be that which is relevant to the fundraiser. I will provide more links for those that are interested in learning more about Phil in the description of this video. Phil Burnell, aka Darkside Phil, was born on April 6, 1982 and grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Originally known for being a competitive fighting game participant, he competed in numerous tournaments around the country, but never was able to achieve any major wins in any significant tournaments. He created his first YouTube account called Darkside Phil on March 3, 2007, then later made DSP Gaming on April 15, 2010, when his original channel was deleted by YouTube, but later reinstated. His videos primarily focused on video games in the form of playthroughs, commentary, or other various skits related to video games. While he originally made content for YouTube as a hobby, after losing his full-time job in late 2010, he decided to make creating YouTube content his new full-time job. Later in 2017, as a result of consistently declining revenue from his YouTube channels and being unable to secure any other sources of income, he transitioned to being a full-time video game streamer on Twitch, streaming 6 days a week for an average of 30 to 40 hours total. As of mid-April 2021, one of his main sources of known income was from Twitch itself as a partnered streamer, meaning people could subscribe to and cheer to his channel, where he and Twitch would share in the income generated by these transactions. He also allowed people to tip directly to him via verified PayPal accounts, which was completely separate from Twitch. Cheering via Twitch or tipping via PayPal would be rewarded with shoutouts from Phil, and would allow for fans to make comments or questions directly to Phil, which he would sometimes respond to depending on the content of what was being said. He also made money through sales from his Teespring shop, his Patreon account, as well as ad revenue generated from his DSP Gaming YouTube channel, which he used to archive his daily streams so that his fans could watch his videos on demand at a later date and time. Of all the income sources listed, Phil's Twitch partnership and PayPal were by far the best, with both easily generating thousands of dollars a month. While exact numbers aren't available, as Phil is understandably not willing to give them out, even conservative estimates put his yearly income at over $100,000. Also, it should be noted that because of this, it means that over 90% of his income comes directly from his fans. Unlike other popular full-time streamers, Phil has no influencer or partnership deals with video game companies or any other source of sponsors. Still, in 2020, Phil ranked number 1 according to Twitch statistics as having the most generous fans, earning $35 per subscriber, far ahead of second place. As a result, if anything were to happen to his Twitch partnership or PayPal, Phil's finances would be affected in a very adverse way. I am sure you can all see where this is going.
Unless one of you tries to kill me first. Having said that, you probably won't believe me anyway. Oh, look at that. There's some kind of a glitch. Only Iced Coffee just realized there's a glitch on Twitch. Everyone's subscriber crowns turned bronze for no reason. What the hell? That's weird. Yeah. The crowns glitched out. Huh. That's definitely a glitch. Everyone's crowns just turned into the base crown. There must be a glitch with the what do you call them? There must be a glitch with the levels of sub crowns. Right? Apparently, something just happened very bad, is what happened, guys. I don't know what the hell this is. Yeah. Apparently, something very, very bad just happened. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It literally just happened this moment. The subs are going away. Permanently. Apparently, they kicked me out of the partnership program, and I don't know why. Yeah, this looks legit. I have no idea why. I'm not being given any information at all. Yeah. So I guess they didn't ban me from Twitch, but apparently I'm being kicked out of the partnership program with no explanation. That's what it looks like. Yeah. I just got an email from Partnership Removals. Notice of indefinite suspension and termination for Darkside Phil. Pursuant to the content license agreement dated that I guess I signed in late 2016. And between you and Twitch Interactive, in respect to your Twitch account Darkside Phil, we're terminating your partnership agreement effective immediately. Pursuant to the terms contained within, but there's no terms in the email. And it shows as partnership removals at twitch.tv. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Has to be a troll email. Someone's fucking with me. I doubt it. Because how is it that I just got this email at 128 and now you guys are noticing that all the sub-crowns are changing?
On April 21st, 2021, during a gameplay stream, Phil's channel lost all the subs and customs crowns it had achieved, cheering and subbing was disabled, and Phil received an email stating that his partnership with Twitch had been terminated. Later, according to Phil, when he inquired as to why his partnership was terminated, he was greeted with a generic identity verification email from Twitch, and after he responded with the applicable info, Twitch went silent. As a result, Phil declared that he had done nothing wrong and couldn't explain why he was suddenly departnered. To an outsider, this may sound ludicrous, as the termination of a financial partnership without any explanation sounds implausible. However, there has been precedent for such behavior from Twitch, most notably back on June 26, 2020, when Dr. Disrespect, a much more popular and profitable streamer than Phil, had his partnership removed and was entirely banned from Twitch for, quote, violation of our community guidelines or terms of service. As of the writing of this video in May 2021, Dr. Disrespect claims he still doesn't know why Twitch decided to suddenly ban him. Still, seeing as Phil was a partner streamer of Twitch, meaning he was basically making Twitch money, doesn't really make business sense on Twitch's part to cancel the deal without warning, especially if Phil did nothing wrong. As a result, speculation quickly started as to what may have actually happened. While there were a number of theories as to why the partnership was cancelled, only a few gained some traction. The first one was that Phil violated the exclusivity agreement in his partnership contract. While Phil's actual partnership contract is unavailable, people have pointed out this clause in the Twitch affiliate program, which states that all content created is to be exclusive to Twitch for 24 hours starting from when the stream ends. Phil, from the start of his streaming career on Twitch, would routinely remove the streams from the history of his Twitch channel and would upload a slightly edited version of his stream as soon as it ended to his DSP gaming channel. When this possibility was brought up to Phil, he brushed it off, stating that it didn't make any sense, as he had been doing it for years, and that he was told by his Twitch partner representative at the time that it wouldn't be an issue. To be fair, it seemed odd for Twitch to take so long to notice and then finally punish him for it. However, as others have pointed out, just because he did it for years prior didn't mean it was okay for him to do so. Another popular theory was that partnership termination stemmed from him doxing one of his viewers in a private Discord chat with his Twitch chat moderators. A longtime viewer and supporter of Phil's named PW Dubs had recently been banned from Phil's stream. This wasn't the first time, and many times he would beg Phil to be unbanned, which Phil would eventually do. This likely was due to the fact that PW Dubs donated lots of money to Phil during his streams. Eventually it looked like Phil was not going to let him back. At some point the two got in communication again, with Phil apparently stating that if this person contacted him and would prove that he was PW Dubs, he would go and unban him. PW Dubs then took a picture of his driver's license with a few details covered and sent it directly to Phil. Phil then sent the photo, with no additional information censored, to the moderators of his private Discord. This exchange was later made public on the Kiwi Farms message board, which has a section dedicated to discussion and discourse about Phil, by Phil's chat moderator, Anonymous. Anonymous then unmodded himself from the Discord. When PW Dubs found out that his information had been shared, he reported the incident to Twitch approximately 1 month before Phil's partnership termination, leading some to believe that the termination was the result of Twitch's investigation into the incident. Finally, the other theory is that it wasn't just one specific incident, but rather the culmination of a history of questionable behavior on Phil's part. Phil did not have a perfect record on Twitch, getting suspended on numerous occasions, including one time on March 29, 2018, when he was suspended for insulting the appearance of another streamer who said Phil probably wasn't going to finish a game he was currently playing.
What? By the way, the hilarious part was the idiot actually had his picture as his avatar here on Twitch. He's an overweight, disgusting looking guy with a blue dyed beard. He's a complete fucking idiot. If you're gonna be an idiot in someone's stream chat, at least don't show what you look like in real life, especially if you look like a complete moron. Like, hide that from the internet so we can't also make fun of you afterward. All right.
Also, Phil recently lost his Twitch partner manager, meaning that he had no intermediary between him and Twitch anymore. Some speculate that the manager had been protecting him for years, but of course there's no definitive proof of this. Lastly, some have brought up the fact that Phil for years has participated in what is referred to as e-begging, where he was constantly trying to persuade his audience to donate to him to help him pay his bills and to help him keep streaming on Twitch.
Button. I'm gonna do this or that or whatever, right? But they get labeled as e-beggars. And I'm going to tell you why they get labeled as e-beggars. Because people like DSP Gaming. If you've never seen a DSP Gaming stream before, this guy is constantly begging for money. This guy's like, hey man, you know what? I got to pay my bills. You know, I've got all these bills and I've got so much debt and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, he makes it his fans' responsibility to pay his bills. What the fuck, dude? Like, I don't understand why it is your fans' responsibility to pay your bills. Why can't you be a mature fucking adult? I don't understand that. You know, he's always begging people to give him bits because, like, I need more bits. You got to give me more bits because if I don't get more bits, then I'm not going to be able to pay my fucking bills. And we got this Patreon goal, and we have to meet the Patreon goal because if we don't meet the fucking Patreon goal, then I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. And you got to give me PayPal donations because the thing about bits is I don't get the bits right away or I don't get the subs right away. So if you don't give me PayPal donations, I can't get the money right away, and then I won't be able to pay my fucking bills. Dude. It is not your fans' responsibility to pay your fucking bills.
While I was writing the script for this video, Twitch actually did respond to Phil's inquiry as to why this partnership was terminated. However, it is not relevant to the narrative here and will be discussed in the epilogue of this video. In response to losing the partnership, Phil was left with two options: either continue streaming on Twitch in the hopes that they wouldn't ban him and or possibly reinstate his partnership, or start broadcasting on YouTube and enable Super Chat, which is basically the YouTube equivalent to the Twitch cheering and subscribing functionality. Phil decided to stay on Twitch, as jumping to YouTube would likely result in losing some of his fans and supporters that didn't want to make the jump. Not to mention that any income made off Super Chat would not be available to him until the following month. Since Phil could not monetize his streams via cheers or subs anymore, he instead doubled his previous individual stream tips goals from $100 to $200, or from $200 to $400 a day. Calculated out before taxes and fees, that equates to approximately $2,400 a week, or $10,428 a month, or $125,136 a year. After receiving some backlash from his fans about this, Phil stated that he wasn't asking anyone to give any more money than usual, but rather the people who used to give him money via Twitch to instead do it via donations.
That's my take on it anyway. Nezuko sent me $3. I think you should move to YouTube regardless. Your income is fragile because it's being based on tips every day, and it seems unrealistic to reach on a consistent basis. It's a bit much to ask from viewers. Okay, now here's the thing, Nezuko. I want you to understand something, all right? At face value, if I were a brand spanking new streamer with a brand spanking new viewer base, and all of a sudden I came out of nowhere and I said, hey guys, I'm trying to raise $200 a stream, people would rightfully have the ability to go, what the hell? That guy's crazy. I've been doing this for many years. I was making about that between tips, subs, and cheers pretty much almost every stream. Not every stream. Admittedly, there were slower streams. But I was already making that. I keep telling you this, guys. All right? I'm not asking for anything additional. This is not, oh, Phil lost his partnership, so now we need people to give more. No. This is, Phil lost his partnership, so instead of doing the sub or the cheer you were already doing, give a tip or a patron pledge instead. That's it. I have not increased anything. That goal is based on what I was already making. That's not, oh, here's extra on top of it. But the thing is, people are spinning it that way because they're negative dickheads. They want to do it. They want to make me look bad. Oh, you see, Phil's just asking for more. Now he's putting it on the fans. No, that's what I was already making. So, yes, I can tell you right now, it's incredibly reasonable that I can make that because I've done it for over a year. I was, about a year and a half, that was about consistently what I was trying to make, kind of making on the streams. All right? So, that's the deal.
Phil has also suggested that people donate to his Patreon, which allows fans to directly support various creators via a monthly donation. While Phil has had a Patreon since 2015, it was essentially abandoned years ago when he became a full-time streamer, and he converted his goals to those based on cheering and sub counts. He also hasn't updated the tier's rewards since pushing people to the Patreon, leaving many hesitate to donate through it, although Phil has said he's looking into ways to make it more appealing to people. This essentially left verified account PayPal tipping as the main source of revenue for Phil, which he pushed to a great degree during his streams. This led people to voice privacy concerns, as given the recent PW Dubs incident, people were less than willing to possibly expose their information to Phil. When one of his former larger contributors expressed his concerns about this, he was publicly shamed by Phil for not wanting to go to PayPal, and ended up getting banned by Phil for constantly questioning it.
Out of here. Okay. Yeah, Major Ray, I really don't know what to tell you. If you're that, if you're actually that paranoid and afraid of PayPal, you should probably seek help. I mean it. If you think that you putting your personal information into PayPal to send a tip to someone completely is going to give away all your personal information and basically ruin your life, I think you need help. I'm just being honest here. I'm just being very honest here. If that's really what you believe, if you're that much into conspiracy theories and shit, I don't think you're above help. I mean, what else can you do? I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't know how many times I could tell you, how does it make logical sense that you feel PayPal will give away your personal information when they can be sued into oblivion if they did that? PayPal would overnight go out of business. They would lose lawsuit after lawsuit if people's personal information was divulged by PayPal. So, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about or why you would believe that. I'm just being honest. Seriously, I don't know what the hell's going through your mind. Get banned to me $1.30 and said... He's just trying to pretend he's Major Riot. He says, I bet you'd like me to double stuff your pasta shapes, wink wink. Basically, he's trying to say this is the silly stuff that Major Riot used to say. Actually, no, listen. I appreciated Major Riot's silly meme that he did with Fresh Air Boyardee. I actually thought it was funny. But I also think it's absolutely ridiculous. The guy is actually so paranoid about PayPal. Like, oh my god, if I use PayPal, I'm going to get doxxed. It's like, what are you talking about? Yes, a major corporation that could be sued for ridiculous amounts of money is going to dox you. I just don't understand it. It's like I said, when you use PayPal, the only information that gets given away is the information you want to be given away. The email address you link to that PayPal, whatever name you put on the PayPal account, you choose that. Like, all of this is like so, it's commonplace. Everyone knows this commonplace info. It's not a big deal. I don't know why people are believing this conspiracy theory shit. Alright. Major Right, goodbye. I've had enough of you. I'm seriously had enough of your shit. Get him out of here. I'm tired of it. I'm trying to play a game and he's in here fucking talking shit again. I'm like, enough of this dude. Get the fuck out. I can't concentrate on a fucking game with an idiot fucking talking nonsense in my chat. I can't do it. Get the fuck out. Jesus, man. You fucking conspiracy theorists and nut jobs. I had enough of you.
Still, Phil has been basically unable to calm privacy concerns about tipping him, going so far as to tell people to make a burner account exclusively for tipping him, or to make sure that their email address has no identifiable info in it, and to hide all their other info in their PayPal account, basically putting the onus on his fans to protect themselves from him. On May 8th, 2021, Phil announced he would be doing a marathon stream of Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the PS5, a remake of a game released in 2007 that DSP had done 2 playthroughs of already. Phil stated that this was to raise the money that he needed to pay bills that would be normally expect to be paid via his Twitch funds which he thought he may not be getting. Phil claimed that he reached out to Twitch about whether or not he would be paid the money he earned before his partnership was terminated, and that they did not respond to his request, only telling him to reach out to Twitch's legal department about such matters. Additionally, Phil would get paid around the 15th of each month, and noted that Twitch never paid out on Saturdays, which is what May 15th fell on. Still, to many people, things weren't adding up. Phil had already adjusted his daily tip goals to compensate for his lost income source of Twitch, and while he was still averaging, if not exceeding his daily goals on average, he was still insisting that he needed the tips to pay for his bills. This then leads to the big question of, what does Phil need money for that $400 a day isn't covering? To give some added context, without getting too specific, Phil lives in a gated community near Seattle, Washington, with his wife Kat and their pet cat Jasper. Kat works part-time at a grocery store, while Phil works in his office, which is inside of his own home. While Phil obviously has some standard business overhead charges such as utilities, internet mortgage, and other amenities, as well as a monthly payment to the IRS to pay back tax penalties levied on him for failing to file his taxes properly for a number of years, from an outsider's perspective, it was near impossible to figure out what in Phil's life could be causing such a huge financial burden that $10,428 a month wouldn't be enough to cover everything. For years, Phil did seem to have a valid excuse, as years of bad financial decisions put him in such severe debt that in mid-2020, he was granted a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, meaning that the vast majority of his debt was wiped clean at the cost to his credit. He also stopped paying the mortgage on the condo he owns in Connecticut that he was unable to sell before moving to Washington. And this is in the process of entering foreclosure, with Phil refusing to attend any of the legal proceedings involved with it. So what could Phil need all this money for? Well, to quote a famous wrestler's entrance theme, it's all about the game and how you play it. In August 2017, during an episode of Ask the King, where viewers can ask Phil long-form questions, someone asked Phil what mobile games he was currently playing at the time.
Dark Nightmare asks me, "What can I give a brief review of each mobile game that I play, and in what order do I like each one?" I currently jump between 4 mobile games when I play mobile games. Okay, I play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I play Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I play a Marvel video game called Marvel Future Fight. And I play a game called WWE Champions, which of all things, if you can believe it, is a WWE game that plays like Candy Crush. It's basically just moving gems around and breaking colored gems, alright? I only play 2 mobile games anymore. They are Marvel Future Fight and WWE Champions. WWE Champions is a game that plays a lot like Candy Crush, of all games. Or what's the other one? Bejeweled. It plays like those two games with wrestlers. And honestly, the game cheats and is not very good. But I just play it because it has wrestlers in it.
Fast forward to January 2020, and a Kiwi Farms user did some research and found that Phil was still playing WWE Champions, despite supposedly recently swearing off of mobile games. Based on his ranking and other player data, it was determined that Phil had spent at least $40,000 so far in the game. Keep in mind, this was all during the time that DSP was claiming that he was in massive debt due to his bills and taxes, and had already started his bankruptcy preparations, although nowhere in his bankruptcy filings does he mention WWE Champions. Some of you may be asking yourself, how could someone spend $40,000 on a Bejeweled clone game when there's literally hundreds of them available for free on the App Store? That's because WWE Champions isn't just a Bejeweled clone with WWE characters, it's also a gacha game. What is a gacha game, you ask? Well, I think this video from Evil Jagan can explain it best. It is 2.5 minutes long though, so if you already know what a gacha game is and want to skip past this, you can fast forward to the timestamp listed now on the video.
So what is a gacha game? Well, gacha is a shorter version of the word gachapon, which is an onomatopoeia of the vending machine that dispenses plastic toys. These are really popular in Japan, but a similar concept can be seen worldwide. For example, let's take a look at a gumball machine. These things are everywhere. You take your coin currency, which in America would be 1/4 or 25 cents, and you insert your coin into the machine, turn the crank, and bam! A red gumball has now been dispensed. But wait, I got a red gumball. What if I wanted a yellow one? The decision. Do you insert another coin into the machine for a chance to get a yellow gumball? What if you get a red gumball? How many gumballs are in the machine? And so on. These questions can go on forever, but at that point, you've taken the bait. Whether it's a plastic toy machine in Japan or gumball machines here in America, the actual items are meaningless. It's the concept that's important. The consumer pays a fee to enter a lottery for a chance to win certain prizes. The prize is random. If you like it, cool. But if that's not what you wanted, then try again. Now take that very same concept and design a game around it, thus creating the gacha game. The term gacha game can be applied to many different games, but for the sake of the video, whenever the term gacha game is mentioned, I'm referring to mobile games. Usually, these games are story-focused hero collectors that contain various RPG elements. These games are commonly free to play, but the special services all require money to be spent on premium currency. With premium currency, you get faster progression, longer play times, resurrections, and other specific needs that can entice a player to spend real-life money. However, all of these services pale in comparison to adding new characters to your arsenal. Characters are the lifeblood of these games. They're the single entity that has the biggest impact on your gaming experience. New voices, artwork, animations, and abilities breathe fresh air to typically monotonous repetitive gameplay. The downside to achieving such positive benefits is that it costs money. These characters are locked in the gachapon, and the only way to obtain them is to spend premium currency. This is the freemium business model that many games are adopting, and when it comes to gacha games, they are no strangers to big spenders.
So basically a gacha game is designed to constantly incentivize people to keep throwing money into the game in hopes of getting the best return. To the vast majority of players out there, this concept seems ludicrous, and they don't spend money on it. However, for a small percentage of people, it works exceedingly well, and it's these people that generate the vast majority of the profits for these games. Phil seems to at least acknowledge that he knows this, as shown in this video here.
Similar in-game random purchasing systems gambling. Companies like EA say they are no different than, say, opening a pack of baseball cards or Kinder Eggs. Others argue that they are actual gambling and come with all the possible addictions and psychological effects. Do you think there's any sort of regulation, like age restrictions, on these in-game mechanics, or should companies be able to monetize their games any way they want? I'm interested to hear your opinion as a professional gamer on this topic. They are 100% gambling. 100%. What? What does that mean? I don't know. You go into a mobile game on your phone, and in your mobile game, it says, buy this pack of cards, and you have a chance to get the featured card who's the new character in the game that has all these amazing abilities that you need to do a special event that gives big rewards. Oh, by the way, the chance is so negligible that you would ever get that character, but some people will get lucky and get them. More than likely, you're just going to drop money after money after money and get a bunch of crap you don't need, but that's okay because, you know, it's not money that you get as a reward, so why should this be regulated? But what about just physical thing? What if, oh, I did a loot box and now Phil doesn't wear the cowboy hat anymore. Now he wears a dirty slipper on his head. Oh my god. Oops, well, no one wants the fucking dirty slipper. They were all going for the cowboy hat, but you ended up dropping $100 and never got the goddamn cowboy hat, but you got 400 dirty slippers, right? It's gambling. The reason that people spend so much money on these games, mobile games in particular, are the biggest. Even though people to this day are saying, oh, it's games like Madden and games like that that are really bad. This shit, the mobile gaming industry, almost every fucking game on a mobile phone has this model, where we will give you the game for free with very limited content, but if you want to progress at all, you gotta spend, and they hook you. They actually do things to cause addiction. They will sell you a $5 pack of value, so you get a ton of value out of this $5 pack that's only available once for $5. If you want that same value, you have to spend $20 again. Oh, by the way, if you keep spending, now you have an increased chance to get the character that you want, or you now get the crafting items you need to craft the special card or armor piece or whatever you need to beat the stage so you can progress and keep playing the game.
And it becomes this gotta keep spending mentality that wraps you into this model that never ends.
However, as often is the case with people with addictions to vices, they understand that they are addicted to something and why exactly they are, and the steps that it takes to stop the addiction. Not everyone can take the steps necessary to end it. It should also be noted that Phil has acknowledged that he has been involved with at least 13 free-to-play games, and it is apparent that he has sunk amounts of money into them.
It's the Injustice mobile app. It's the Final Fantasy mobile games. It's Fallout Shelter app. It continues on with Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, one he enjoyed so much that he put up pictures of cards and gameplay onto his Instagram that are still there. Look at this shit. Phil used to flex on people to show him his cool cards he used to get out of packs. That's right, Phil loved to brag about what he was pulling. He's even admitted to spending money on these games. Hearthstone, WWE Mortals, WWE Supercard. Do you see a trend here yet? Phil is hopelessly addicted to these kind of mobile games. He loves that he can go ahead and throw money at it until he gets the cards that he wants, therefore that he can be better at these games. It lowers his chance of losing, it makes him feel good, and it makes his little piggy tail wiggle. If you look closer, you'll see that every one of his screen names has something to do with DSP. You know, they call me DSP, I am DSP, DSP Gaming, Darkside Phil. Any of these screen names have been used before to represent Phil in these mobile game arenas. So today I have shown you for a fact that DSP is indeed addicted to these gacha games. He's played at least 10 of them that I know of, that I've shown you evidence of here today.
When confronted about this, Phil denied that it was him and that it was someone else who just happened to use "They Call Me DSP" as their username. It was then later revealed that Phil was communicating with his WWE Champions faction on Discord using the same username as he was using in his moderator chat. And when people compared text that he had definitely written with messages written by this other person that Phil claimed wasn't him in a text analyzation program, it came back with a virtually perfect match. Phil tried changing his username multiple times and also switched factions numerous times, but he kept getting found out, eventually ending with him choosing "Down from the Rafters" as his username. Phil has basically banned anyone from mentioning WWE Champions in his stream chats and will not read shoutouts associated with them, basically creating a Streisand effect. His progress is still being tracked, with people noting that he has been logging in every day for years and that his playtime seems to match up with his gaming breaks. It's safe to say that this controversy has put a damper on Phil's ability to generate more revenue. After all, who wants to give money to someone that is not going to reinvest in their ability to make quality content, but rather will probably spend it on a mobile game? And keep in mind, as stated earlier, there is definitive evidence that Phil has sunk large amounts of money on other gacha mobile games, and WWE Champions is just the one that we are currently aware of. Although there is no direct evidence of this, It is not a stretch to imagine that Phil has been playing other gacha games as well, but has learned from WWE champions that he should instead use a completely unknown alias, which he may be doing. In spite of all of this, Phil was still making significant income via tips across all of his streams. While some fell short of their goals, others far exceeded them and more than compensated for the lower streams. He still went forward as though he desperately needed the money that he felt that Twitch was not going to pay him. Before his marathon fundraiser started, Phil had managed to raise around $9,868. This total is based off of the amount listed at the end of each of his streams and does not take into account Phil miscalculating his tips totals, nor does it take into account any donations he may have received behind the scenes. Still, Phil pushed forward, constantly pushing the narrative that if he didn't get the money that he needed on his marathon stream, that he was going to be in serious financial trouble. I would also like to mention this incident before I continue on to the actual marathon. The day before the marathon, during Phil's main stream's pre-stream, one of his moderators brought up the fact that there was a Street Fighter cookbook coming out. Soon, Phil's chat started erupting with requests for him to bring back DSP Tries It and or Cooking with the King, which were two shows that Phil used to do on his YouTube channel. On the surface, this sounds like at least a decent idea. Phil's original claim to fame was that he was a pro Street Fighter player, and he plays Street Fighter once a week. So in theory, a cooking live stream or video based on the Street Fighter cookbook, if nothing else, could be a rather easy way to bring in some extra income in a way that wouldn't be completely out of left field for the type of content he created. After seeing all the support that he was getting, Phil responded like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, alright, hold on. No, this is serious business, alright? I have to go full screen for this. Ladies and gentlemen, Cooking with the King ended 10 years ago. And try that again. 10 years ago. I haven't made Cooking with the King in a decade. I don't make cooking videos. I'm not a cook. It was a silly series that I made in a very short period of time, probably 1 year, because I was looking to diversify my content for YouTube at the time. At the time, I could not actually monetize gameplay videos on YouTube. So I needed to find something else to monetize so that I could supplement the cost of all the games that I was buying to play on my gameplay channels. So I did DSP Tries It, I did travel logs, and I did, yes, Cooking with the King. It was a joke series. It was not to be taken seriously. I wasn't actually trying to cook really good high quality food. It was supposed to be a very dumb series meant as a joke. Alright? People have been asking for it for a decade. No! I'm not a cook. I have no aspirations to learn how to cook. I don't want to cook. Cooking does not fit into the kind of content that I make. Cooking does not fit into my schedule. I'm not going to be making Cooking with the King anymore. It's not going to happen. It's been 10 fucking years. Get it through your heads. I'm not a cook. All right? Now, admittedly, when my wife first moved in with me 3 years ago, which was before she was my wife, I teased that if we had a certain amount of goals hit, I think it was a sub goal for a month, we would bring back Cooking with the King, and what it would be is my wife and I would make a meal together, and if people liked it, maybe it would be an ongoing series. We didn't even hit the subs goal that month. So it's obvious no one cared. But you know what it is? It's because I say I don't want to do something or I'm not going to do something, then everyone piles on and asks for it. It's only when I say no, oh, well, we have to be contrarian to anything Phil says and does, we want it. If I said right now I'm bringing back Cooking with the King, everyone would be like, oh, who cares? That's how it is. You know, so, no, I'm not a cook. Cooking with the King is not coming back. Ever. Alright, ever. It's never coming back as a series. Never, or let's try this one more time. No, never, ever is Cooking with the King coming back. I'm not a cook. It's not happening. Stop asking. No. Okay. So, Baldy, no. Well, hold on. No. I'm not going to be doing a Street Fighter recipe on DSP Tries It. DSP Tries It is not a cooking show. It is a show where I try products and or mostly food that's already pre-cooked. It's a taste testing show, essentially. It's what it's been for many, many years. Okay? Fair enough? The other thing is, like, what you gotta understand, I don't even have the means to do it. I don't have a camcorder or a camera anymore that could film in anywhere, like except for my office. No, filming with the phone is not good enough. I don't have editing software. Like, I don't have any of the means I would need to do what you would want for a cooking show. It's just not gonna happen. No. And then you got idiots. Oh, he's lazy. He's so lazy. Yeah, someone who's here 6 days a week full-time streaming only has 1 day a week to even spend with his wife is lazy. How about this? Fuck you. How about I ask you this? How much time do you have to yourself to do stuff, right? Oh, that's right. Way more than me. So, fuck off. Okay.
Finally, May 14th arrived. Tensions were high. DSP was up early in the morning tweeting this at 2:31 a.m. local time. Then, a potential disaster strikes. Phil's Twitch buttons received a DMCA strike, which had various easily accessible links on them. Most importantly, the link to tip him. Phil's stream went live, the button's still not visible. Instead, if you were a new viewer and did not have the link, you had to either A, hit tip in the chat room, which caused issues because the bot couldn't keep up with all the requests for the link, or B, as Phil said, find one of his videos on his DSP gaming channel, click on it, then expand the description of the video, and find the link there. In his pre-stream, Phil stated that he would be taking regular breaks throughout the stream, including an extended one at 4:30 p.m. local time for dinner, which was probably this, given that he said it was Kung Pao chicken that was cooked in the microwave. The stream would run until around 8 p.m., meaning his actual stream length, as he started talking at around 11 a.m., would run approximately 9 hours. It would not be a marathon in the sense that it would end when the tips goal was reached or when the game was actually finished, although given the length of the game, such requests out of Phil seemed, as Gorilla Monsoon would put it, highly unlikely. So let us review. You have a streamer looking to raise $3,000 in 9 hours, or about $333 an hour, that A, is infamous for e-begging to the point that less than a week earlier, popular streaming site Detractor published an article criticizing his tactics. B, is so chided and disliked amongst other content creators that he can't even have guests join him during the stream, so bringing in other fan bases to help out is out of the question. C, has made, since his partnership ended and he was relying solely on tips over the previous 20 days, approximately $9,868 or nearly $500 a day, which is $100 more than the $400 he had been asking for. And remember, the goal was double to compensate for the lost Twitch income, so in theory, he shouldn't even have been in financial trouble since now he had more than what he would have had if he had hit his daily tip goal every day. D, has a very well-known mobile gaming gambling addiction. E, has had previous fundraisers before where he failed to reach his goal to pay his bills, but he still ended up being okay in the end. F, has been unable to completely calm privacy concerns in regards to tipping him. G, didn't think to add other ways to make it easy to access the link to tip him, such as putting a link in chat command in the stream title, or to add a link in his Twitch profile that is right where the previous button was before the DMCA takedown. H, isn't doing a real gaming marathon in the traditional sense of the word, as instead just treating it like a normal gameplay stream. J, is playing a game he's literally done a playthrough of twice already, once in 2010 and again in 2013, and finally, the day before, literally yelled at his fans for giving a suggestion as to how to make extra money during his alleged current time of need.
What could possibly go wrong?
And now, our feature presentation.
Whoa, Jesus Christ, it scared the shit out of me!
I'm not going to do a play-by-play because I don't have much to work with. I will now go over what I consider to be the significant parts of the event. What do you expect? It's Phil playing Mass Effect 1 for an extended period of time, primarily on the Citadel. Besides, his video is running long enough as is. The stream started at approximately 10:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 12 minutes in, he got on stream to start his pre-stream, where he went on ad nauseum about the importance of the stream, asked for money, and then talked a bit with his viewers. An hour 16 in, after about an hour, he went to use the bathroom. An hour 32 in, he starts the actual game. An hour 59 in, he finishes creating his shepherd and actually starts the adventure. 3 hours 12 minutes in, he beats the first mission. 3 hours 31 minutes in, he takes a quote 5 to 10 minute break. 3 hours 50 minutes in, he returns. 5 hours 42 minutes in, he stops to have dinner, which he claims will be about a half-hour break. 6 hours 21 minutes in, he returns from dinner. 8 hours 16 minutes in, he takes a bathroom break. 8 hours 19 minutes in, he returns, gets a $200 tip, and tweets out to everyone in hopes to bring in more people to donate. 9 hours in, the President of the United States tips Phil. On a more serious note, the number of tips has dramatically increased since 8 hours and 19 minutes in, but they've all been very small. Also, because he has to keep stopping to read the tips and update his board, he's making next to no progress in the game. 9 hours, 10 minutes in, Phil gets a $300 tip.
Many unbearable hours later.
Game over, yeah!
Now, the audience waited to see Phil's reactions, not only missing his goal, but missing it by a significant margin, as he even hit 50% of what he wanted. What would Phil do? Would he rage at his audience for not helping him in his time of need? Would he break down and cry at the prospect that this failure could lead to major financial consequences for him? Would he pull a swerve on his audience and not take failure and just keep streaming until either he passed out or reached his goal? Let's see what happened.
With a final tip from Jasper Kitty, who tipped me $1.30 and says, "Dad, where are you? I want snuggles." Yes, poor Jasper hasn't seen me all day except for briefly during my dinner break. My wife is probably wondering where the hell I am, although my wife is actually playing this game right now too, so she's probably having fun. Alright. That's going to be it for my launch day marathon premiere of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I hope you guys liked it. Until next time. Very nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. Alright? That is it. Thank you to everyone who hung out with me today, and thank you to everyone who contributed. Alright? Listen, we didn't hit the goal. What can you do? Nothing. I'm not going to sit here and complain. Look at the tremendous amount of support I just got. I'd be an asshole to sit here and say a single word of complaint. It is what it is. Remember, tomorrow, we've got regularly scheduled streams tomorrow. We've got Returnal on the first stream, and we've got my weekly Street Fighter throwback session on the late stream tomorrow. Got pushed forward a day. Sunday, we got another day of streaming. It's going to be the continuation of Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Sunday, and then it's going to be Danganronpa V3 continuing Sunday night. Okay? So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time with this game today. Even though, admittedly, the Citadel stuff can be a little bit boring and repetitive, running in circles, doing all these quests. It pays off because you get those initial levels, you get all that money, and, you know, I had fun with it. I'm looking forward to more this weekend, alright? Alright, guys? That's it. Tomorrow we go back to normal streaming. I want to say to everyone, thank you. I'm going to upload all this gameplay, all like 6-7 hours of gameplay to DSP Gaming right now. That'll go live overnight. And tomorrow, it's Returnal time. Hopefully we can beat the third world of Returnal tomorrow. Okay? Alright, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Please, don't worry. What can I say? I'm going to sit here and worry. What am I going to do? Fucking worry constantly? No. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, we'll move forward positively. Let's see how tomorrow goes.
What the hell was that?
To say this was unexpected is a bit of an understatement. After all the controversy and build-up leading to this fundraiser, Phil's response of, "Well, we didn't make it, but thanks anyways, everything will be fine," led many people to wonder if Phil was hiding something or not being completely truthful with his situation. Disregarding the $9,868 we mentioned earlier that he raised via tips, if Phil still really needed that $3,000, and given that Phil has never been described as calm under pressure, why was he so relaxed after everything that went down? It didn't take long for this question to be answered.
Early the next morning.
At 9:38 a.m. local time, Phil tweeted that he had received his payment from Twitch, the payment that he was so sure that he was not going to receive, and was the catalyst for the previous day's marathon. He then posted a picture of the email with a timestamp of 4:38 a.m. local time. Many people were skeptical, though, that this email was from that particular morning, as Phil could have received it at an earlier date and simply taken a screenshot then, and then pass it off as it being from the same day. Also, some other Twitch partner streamers responded that Twitch processes payments before they notify their partners. This also means that Phil, in the span of 21 days, thanks to his recent fundraiser, made $11,171, which has also been helped even more by this payment from Twitch. Obviously, we don't know what the amount of this payment was, but if we go by his statement that the money made from Twitch was enough to cover his bills, and if his goal was $3,000, of which $1,303 was raised, then we can add $1,697 to the previous total of $11,171, and then we can assume that Phil has made a grand total of $12,868, which when divided over 21 days means Phil made approximately $612.76 a day before taxes and fees.
Thanks for the money, dummies, because that's exactly what you fucking are, a bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
Since the end of the fundraiser and the start of me writing this episode, a number of things have happened to Phil. The same day that Phil got his payment from Twitch, he was suspended from the platform when, due to a verbal stutter, he accidentally said the N-word while trying to read dialogue on the screen at the time.
When stationary, negative 75%.
Racist. Oh, whoops.
Really
Whoopsie.
Ugh. I don't want that. It's a bad one. Hopefully there's a better one. A better parasite. Oh, shut the fuck up. I didn't say anything. What the hell are you talking about? People are fucking dumb, man. No, you didn't hear anything. You're stupid. Maybe you're hearing bad words on the stream because you want to hear them because you're a fucking idiot. You ever think of that? Alright, nothing there. Seriously, people are like, oh, he said the N-word. What? When the fuck did I say anything that even sounded like the N-word? What the fuck are you talking about? Fucking idiots.
Phil appealed the decision, and after review, Twitch removed the suspension of Phil's account. But apparently this was the last straw for Phil. The next stream he did, which was the same night, he started streaming on his YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, and eventually got super chats and memberships set up to emulate the cheering and subscribing functionality that he had while partnered with Twitch. Then, on May 18th, during a pre-stream before his Near Replicant live stream, he was notified by Twitch for the reason that his partnership was cancelled.
Dear Darkside Phil, thank you for your message. Oh yeah, 2 weeks later. Your able accrued revenue balance was paid on or around May 15th, which I told you guys, on May 15th when I got paid, I showed you all the evidence. I did get paid by them for what they owed me for as much as I had earned on the partner program until they kicked me out on April 21st. He said, that's Twitch's standard payment period, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now, here we go, word for word, reading out of the email. As stated in Twitch's partnership April 21st, 2021 correspondence to you, Twitch exercised its right to terminate the content licensing agreement dated November 25th, 2016. That's when I had signed that contract when I had come back to Twitch in 2016 after streaming here on YouTube for 2 years. With respect to your Twitch account, Darkside Phil, the agreement pursuant to the terms therein, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Get ready. Specifically, Twitch terminated the agreement following its investigation of repeated instances of inappropriate conduct involving hateful slurs in violation of Section 4.2.7 Appropriate Conduct Agreement. What the fuck are you fucking talking about, you lame-brained pieces of dumb fucking shit? Hateful slurs. Hateful slurs. What hateful slurs do I use on my streams? What? What hateful slurs? If there were hateful slurs on my streams, I would not be on Twitch. I would have been suspended and kicked off of Twitch entirely. How can you tell me there's hateful slurs on my stream that aren't bad enough to get me violating the terms of service and ban, but are bad enough to get me kicked out of your partner program? Okay? Bullshit. 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 There were no hateful slurs ever on my streams, ever. Since I've been on Twitch, I don't use hateful slur language at all. Ever, 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 ever. Never. I just was falsely suspended and immediately reinstated because I did not use a hateful slur. All right? So here's what I think. I think these fuckhead trolls have been sitting on my streams for the last couple of months, literally clipping every instance where it kind of sounds like I'm saying a hateful slur and sending it to Twitch. Now, Twitch themselves, there's two different teams. There's an actual team for partnerships, and there's a team for the terms of service. The terms of service team are reviewing and saying, no, in context to Phil's streams, he's not saying any hateful slurs at all. There's nothing. He's never said anything like that whatsoever. So therefore, they never hit me with anything. The one instance was 2 days ago, or was it 3 days ago? Now, 3 days ago, they thought I said the N-word when I didn't. I was saying something completely different, but someone took it out of context, sent them a clip. Somehow I got auto-flagged and suspended. Within an hour, they reviewed the situation, said he didn't say that, and then they reinstated the account. Okay? So, yeah, this bullshit. It never happened. Twitch suspended my partnership, terminated my partnership for something that never happened. You have punished me legally for something I legally didn't do. In the United States of America, that's not legal. You can't punish someone for something they didn't do. In a court of law, it would never hold up. It would be one thing if they had said, oh, you did this, I did it. I've never done it. If I had done it, I wouldn't have been able to keep streaming on Twitch. They literally, in this email, just shot themselves in the fucking foot and proved their own statement is wrong because I wouldn't be streaming on Twitch if I actually used hateful slurs. So they are wrong. This is completely wrong. I am innocent, and this actual email proves my fucking innocence. I was punished for nothing. Twitch is a piece of fucking shit. I'm sorry. It is.
Phil then declared that this was bullshit and went to his computer to write back to Twitch saying the same, and that he wanted an apology and that he wanted his partnership to be restored within the next 7 days, or he would never stream on Twitch again. Also, I should point out that he did this email while still on stream, so for about 12 minutes he was literally broadcasting dead air. And no, I'm not going to show one of the numerous videos that were quickly made of Phil using hateful slurs, but I will leave a link in the description, because again, this video has to end eventually. As of May 23rd, 2021, Phil is still streaming on YouTube with memberships and Super Chat enabled, but he is still pushing people to tip, as he claims he won't be receiving any income raised by memberships and Super Chats until the end of June. He also still has his daily tip goal set at $400, seemingly all but not acknowledging the fact that he recently made nearly $13,000 this month. Finally, according to Phil, he's also making significant more money on his YouTube streaming ads than he did on his Twitch ones. At the beginning of this video, I stated I was going to talk about one of the worst fundraisers in the history of Twitch, and I think I've done that. You have a fundraiser set up by Phil, a guy that a lot of people don't like, who probably lied about why he needed to raise funds, who probably already had enough money already and didn't need additional funds, who probably already received the extra money he claimed he wasn't going to get and still asked for people for additional funds. Also, the fundraiser was virtually identical to one of Phil's normal streams, just extended with more requests for money, playing a game he had already played before that probably most people didn't want him to see him play anyways. And being able to donate money was made more difficult by Phil's stupidity and or laziness in making it as easy as possible to donate. All these things combined result in a rather embarrassing grand total when it was all said and done, and it wasn't even for a good cause. But given that this was likely just free money for Phil, it's highly doubtful that he was crying himself to sleep that particular night.
If a babyface lies to the people, then he's dead. And if they don't believe what he's saying, then he's just a putz and he's taking up space. As Ernie Ladd would say, he's stealing.
It's even worse when the fans know the company's the one lying to them.
Well, in that case, they're stealing from the fans.
I made this video because I felt this was an event that needed to be chronicled. I know as far as Darkside Phil lore goes, this is simply just another chapter in an already very, very long story. However, I did not make this video for detractors of DSP to enjoy. The because quite frankly, they already knew about most, if not all, the stuff I mentioned here. In addition, much of the information I've listed here was referenced to them. I made this as more of a, hey, here's a fucked up story for you if you're into that sort of thing video. Something you could just consume without having to know years of backstory and research to enjoy. Recently, I've been watching many videos on YouTube that describe the rise and falls of various YouTube celebrities, and internet stories from people like Internet of J, Sunny V2, Wavy Web Surf, Beige Frequency, as well as other DSP detractors like Soma Julius Cruz, Asian Proper, and James the Lesser Express Lane. I wanted to make one of my own, but obviously a real rise and fall video of someone like DSP would be a monumental task, and as someone with a family and a full-time job, along with this being my first documentary style video, I just knew it wasn't going to turn out very well. So I figured a single video based on one major event would be a better option. If it's successful, I may make more videos in the near future, but obviously time will tell. In any case, if by some miracle you're still watching this, I thank you for spending the time to do so. I know time is a very limited thing nowadays, and knowing that you chose to spend yours watching this means a lot to me. Give me a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any specific thoughts or need to point out things I did wrong in the comments below. Thank you. Yourbeliefs out.